potential? The Life Coach is your guide to unlocking your true self. Join us each week as we explore topics like overcoming self-doubt, building healthy habits, finding your passion, developing meaningful relationships, achieving your goals. The Life Coach features insightful teachings with Segun Olugbemi, practical tips, and inspiring stories to help you live a more fulfilling life. Tune in every Friday at 8 p.m. on all our social platforms to discover your inner strength and create the life you truly desire. The Life Coach, your journey to a better you starts now.
Hello there. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Life Coach. Today, I want to share something important with you. I always say that about everything I share, because everything I share is important to life and leading. And like I said before, the most important thing you can do as a leader, and the biggest challenge of a leader, is leading himself. Today, I want to examine pressure. But I will be talking of positive pressures. Pressures can be healthy. Everyone who is a parent, a leader in whatever sector, either in your business, in the office, your family, in church, a religious circle, or whatever. Being a leader is when you have some persons follow you, right? When you have some people you influence, when you have people who take instructions from you or you administer. And we all go through pressures in life. Individually, we all go through pressures, not to talk of leadership pressure. But let's come up to something. And that is that this universe functions with tension and pressure. Do you understand what I'm saying? The universe functions with pressure and tension. And these are positive, pressure is a positive force in itself. And it engages all creation for optimum performance. For instance, rock, fragments are broken apart by weathering conditions and carried to a basin or depression where, the slit is trapped. That is how sedimentary rocks are formed. They are formed as a result of materials that have been buried deep and crushed together, then cemented. Small clay particles can, become as big as a boulder in sedimentary rocks, which are called clasts. So imagine the human body, the organs in our bodies, see the way they function. They function under pressures. The legs have to move by applying some measure of positive pressure. The legs move by these positive pressures on the veins, on the ligaments, on the tendons and muscles to gain energy. The organs do not recognize you working out exercise unless you exert some pressures on them. Your body itself will only recognize that you are walking, you are living when there's pressure on them. So that's because humans are created like tea bags. They release whatever content, whatever flavor they carry when the water is hot. It's when hot water is applied that we get the benefit of the tea. So our planet demands a measure of positive energy, positive pressure for us to get the benefits. All our inventions and technologies and advancements have been due to certain pressures. Hunger is the pressure that produces and makes us eat, and produces pressure that keeps consignment. It is pressured to perform, and then the enzymes are released to digest the food, and then the heart beats faster, the organs all work to produce that. So when we eat, the pressure is what forces the heart to beat. And likewise, the blood pressure, is the force that exerts on the wall of your arteries by the blood flow. The arteries themselves are responsible for transporting, blood pressure from the heart to the rest part of the body through pressure. And so throughout the day, your body pressure will continue to rise and fall just as a human being. So you can imagine you operating without pressure. Then that's if you have low blood pressure. It's another form of pressure on its own. So you need to understand that it's in the light of this that we must understand and be prepared to work with the pressures of life that we have. Apply some pressures on creation to maximize your potential, so that they can maximize their potential. The universe is equipped to manage all challenges and pressures that come to it and to respond to them, so that only those who place demand on them can manifest desired objectives. No part of creation is made to fall on your laps. Rather, they accede only to the requests of those who engage them through through positive pressures. Now, let me explain something. Do you realize that even to smile, you use muscles to smile, and every muscle requires a measure of pressure? About 3 years ago or so, or 4 years ago, we had this young man who was having, who was sick. About 4 or 5 years ago, she was sick. He was sick in the hospital. And the doctor called me and said, "Pastor, I'm also a pastor, but I'm a doctor. Medically, this guy cannot make it because the body, the heart needs the arteries, the muscles to keep beating. The lungs, they need muscles to build. They need pressure to build. But that portion of this guy's brain that ought to contract and produce that pressure has collapsed. We can only keep him here until there's a miracle. So take him to National Hospital, and then they will give him breathing machine. He will have to use breathing machine, respiratory machine to keep himself alive until he passes or something happens." They shared that with me. I couldn't tell the family. The young man asked me, "Pastor, what did the doctor say? Am I going to survive?" I said, "You're going to survive." I'm standing just for 5 days. 3 days or 4 days, he was taken out of the machine. 5 days, he was speaking to us, was talking. Before that time, I noticed he couldn't smile. I noticed he couldn't. And eventually, I kept asking, "What is going on?" And the doctor said, even his smile had to come through the muscles. And that is his facial muscle. Everything had collapsed. Less than 7 days, everything was restored. He was able to smile. He was released from the ICU to the private ward, from where another week he recovered. But you know what I took away from there? The entire body functions under pressure. And without those pressures, then you will die. He's alive. After that, he went to the university. I think he must be up to 6 years or more now. He went to university. He came out with first class. He's walking today, traveling around the world. He's doing great. But I took something away home. Pressure is good for you. You need it. Like I said in the last episode, you cannot, and I say it again, you cannot function properly just in your comfort zone. You will not be innovative. You will not be progressive. You cannot re-engineer yourself. You can't reinvent yourself. You can't make progress. Do you understand what I'm saying? You need pressure. Do you know that Asia also brought into America and they found out that the fish did not survive? Why? Because the goldfish, like they say, it has nowhere to hide. There are fish there are different species of fish that must peck on it. They come and give a bite, give a bite, give a bite, give a bite. That's what makes them grow. That they produce the atmosphere for them to grow. Do you realize that sometimes, unless there is this bite, unless that some things or people peck on you, you might not be able to mature. You won't grow well. You need pressure. When you're under pressure, what can you do? What should you do? Let me teach you a few. 1, work on your attitude. It will determine your altitude eventually. A positive attitude in the face of pressure can be priceless. Even bullies don't realize that we are afraid of them when we speak positively and confidently. When David had challenges, the Bible says he encouraged himself in the Lord. He didn't allow what he was facing to determine what he was going to say. He was faced with a Goliath, a man who was more than 7-8 foot tall and was massive up there. And there was this tiny guy. In the face of a terrifying Goliath, where everybody ran away, at some point he just said to himself, everyone will be afraid at some point, but it's how we manage it that determines the outcome. He told himself, I will manage this fear. He never spoke out his fear. He spoke out what he believed, and he brought down Goliath. So learn to speak confidently, learn to speak positively, learn to put on a positive attitude. You know, just learn to speak. Sometimes we come in that we continue to say those things to encourage our followers, even in the face of death. One day Moses was leading the people and he saw the army of Egypt behind him, and he saw the blue sea behind, they would say, between the devil and the deep blue sea. And then he told the people, he said to them, don't be afraid. You continue, hold your peace, and the Lord will take you through this. And he said, the armies of Egypt you see today, or the Egyptians you see today, you will no longer see them. And when he went to pray, God said, why did you ask them to stop? Tell them to march forward. In leadership, you'd go through things, stuff that people don't know. All right? Put up a positive attitude. Number 2, exercise yourself with pressure games before the actual pressure comes up. There's a former governor in this country that died of heart attack, campaign rally or something, and he had gone short, and they shot at, just shooting randomly and all that. The heart muscles had not been exercised. The heart muscles had not been exercised. And the shock shook him, they rushed him to hospital, and he just could not take it. His heart couldn't take it. Tell yourself, I will go do that. I'm going to go through it, I will survive. Challenge yourself. Go for taxi you've never done, as 4 kilometers, and I just put myself through certain things. Prepare yourself, because life is all about pressure and how it functions. Do you know why the geographers and geophysicists are telling us how the earth is hanging on the water? That the earth literally is hanging on the water. And they said the only reason the earth has not fallen into the water is due to pressure, pulling it in different directions, and the wind and the earth holding the air and pulling is that tension. We make the most of the pressure that comes to you. Put up the right attitude. Exercise yourself. Refuse to be guarded in a hurry decision. Take a second and a third look at every situation. You will discover that they don't know why they did, and they are so second look at it again. There's nothing coming from the sky that this world will not contain. Just take it easy. There's nothing that is going to happen to you that hasn't happened to someone before you. It's all your attitude. It's like someone said, 90% of what happens is what happens in you, not what happens to you. There has to be a storm in Jonah's life, in Jonah's heart, before the storm comes into his boat. Many of the storms in our boat are just a result of the storms in us. Calm yourself down first. Just relax. You remember I lost someone that was very, very dear to me. And they were afraid. I think that was my mom. So they were afraid to tell me. And when I got to them, I said, that's all right. We'll see what to do. People came to my wife and said, what are you doing? You're trying to eat. Your mom has just passed away. I said, there's not much I can do about it. I'm told she's been buried. I need to eat to be able to. You can still hold your composure in the face of pressure. Number 4, see pressure as an opportunity for capacity enlargement. A river parts into two when faced with a barrier. Challenges of life are life's call for creativity. They are calls to reach deeper into your reserves and to bring out, to ingeniously redirect your energy to produce results. A river does not just part. A river flows. As soon as you put an obstacle, a barrier before it, the river parts into two. So your ingenuity cannot be brought to fore, cannot bring it, you cannot bring out your ingenuity until there's pressure. They say, and I know you've heard that before, necessity is the mother of invention. People, is because we had pressures, we invented the television. We wanted to see things. We had some pressure, we needed to talk to each other, we had to invent the telephone. We needed to clothe ourselves from cold and nakedness, we invented the clothing. We needed to know how to, we needed to conserve water, so we invented bottles and cups. We needed to, so everything is all a result of pressure. We invented because there was necessity. And then we solved the problem. Number 5, remind yourself that all men deal with the same thing. No one is exempted from pressure. No one has got it all together. We all have issues. We all have pressures. We're all dealing with every day. Somewhere in this universe, somebody is dealing with something. Somewhere in your neighborhood. Some people wear it on their sleeves. Some on their sleeves. Some will smile through the storm. At the end of the day, we all have pressures. Some people smile, some people can't smile through it. And then I'm carrying my cross, and the cross is too heavy. When I get to heaven, I'm going to ask one simple question. What is the reason that I have to bear this, my cross? This, my cross is too heavy. Just shut up. We're all dealing with something. Before we came into this program live right now, somebody just called me from the US and was all over the place. And I'm not in the US right now, but he's just all over. He's just in tears. You need to pray. My life is ready. I need spiritual backup. I need this. I was just crying. I say, calm down. Nothing is ever as bad as it first appears. Just taking a dispassionate look at this, you will then know what to do. If you panic, you will make wrong decisions. You won't even know how to handle the situation. Just calm down. Just calm down. You need your composure to know what to do, to know how to respond to the situation. It's a challenge. But if you are going to do, you need wisdom, you need understanding, probably you need to talk to a lawyer, probably you need to talk to a doctor, probably you need to talk to your spiritual leader, you need to talk to your counselor. But when you panic, you lose concentration. When you panic, you lose your attention. And you then begin to juggle things, you begin to get involved with what you shouldn't, and you don't even know what to do next. So what do? Hold your composure. Hold it together. Tell yourself, I need it. Only situations are overcome. Someone who dies, don't say, I don't know what to do, and I don't have anybody. You say, the problem is this, I'm going through life all alone. How can you be alone? You don't have a neighbor? You don't have colleagues at work? You don't have spiritual leaders? You don't have counselors? You don't have friends? You don't have children? You don't have uncles? You don't have cousins? You don't have anybody? How can you walk through life like that? I was talking to somebody who was already 43 or 44 at this time, and I said to this person, you're going through this. I want you to write 5 friends that you can talk to in this situation. Oh, Daddy, I don't have a friend. I said, how about so and so? Oh, we don't communicate anymore. How about that? And how about this? I said, okay, so let me get this straight. You have friends that send you pornographic videos. You have friends that send riddles and jokes to you because you're a joker. You have friends that send out dirty things, who send out things to you, but they are not friends. You don't have any friend that can bail you out of this challenge after living for almost 45 years on earth. You don't have a friend that you can talk to in times of difficulties. You don't have a friend who sees and knows your pain and can support you. You don't have a friend that can take a dispassionate look at your situation and say, I understand. You probably need to leave your house, leave your home, come and stay with me a day or two, and let's see how to figure out something. You don't have someone you can call in trouble. You don't have anybody there with you. Why are you such a lone ranger? Why are you so self-conceited? Why are you so lonely? Why are you so selfish? Why is everybody running away from you? Have you taken a look at your life and see that there is an energy, a negative energy you are putting out there that makes people want to run away from you, want to avoid you. That makes people look at you, differently from a person they can help. Are you giving impression that you have arrived? Are you giving impression that you don't need anybody? Are you giving impression that everybody is wrong, you are the only right one? Are you giving them idea? Are you putting it into their heads and that they're not good enough, you are the only good one? Are you making them feel like you always have something wrong with them, that's why you don't want to relate to them or relate with them? Are you letting them see? Are you presenting yourself as someone who's got it all together, who's got it all figured out? Or that you are so special and people can't reach you, or you talk down them, you talk down on them, you look down on them, you are not, what are you doing that makes you pressure you get in certain areas and you need people to be there? Talk to somebody. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can, understand what I'm saying? You can overcome this. No matter what is going on, you can overcome. And overcome this. No matter what is going on, you can overcome. Have you seen women in the labor room? Have you seen women in the labor room? They say, I would never, after this, I would never. They tell their husband they're pregnant again. You can always come out of this. You can always come out of this and turn negative pressure to positive pressure. Well, our time is gone again, and this has been TLC. How to apply positive pressure, how to make use of it. So please, exact pressure, how to make use of it. So please, exactly this time next week, 8 p.m. Friday, West African, on the YouTube and on Facebook, and I'll be sharing some other areas with you on the moment of transformation. God bless you with you on the moment of transformation. God bless you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us.
Remember, your journey of self-discovery is a continuous one. Embrace the challenges, celebrate your successes, and never stop life. Celebrate your successes and never stop life filled with purpose and joy.